In this video we take a look at double knitting. Stay with me and I'll show you how. Double knitting is where we work two sides at once in stockinette stitch. It makes a double thickness fabric, and using two colours we can make patterns which are reversible on each side. This is a great stitch for coasters, scarves, reversible hats, anything where both sides will be on display. We work in pairs of stitches in two different colours. We'll call this purple colour A and the pink colour B. Working odd rows, we work colour A from the front side and colour B from the back side. And when we turn our work, we work colour B from the right side and A from the wrong side. There are many different methods of casting on and off and working the sides. In this video I will demonstrate what I feel is the simplest method for each one. So let's get started. We take both our yarns and make a single slip knot and slide that loop onto our needle. Now we bring thumb and forefinger in between the two yarns, with one coming over the index finger, one coming over the thumb, and the other fingers holding on to both yarns. Now the cast on is very much like the long tail cast on, but we will be picking up one stitch knitwise and one purlwise. We pick up the loop on our thumb, grab the loop over our index finger, pull that through the loop on the thumb, and pull that stitch tight. Pick up the loop at the base of our index finger, coming up and over the loop at the front, come underneath the loop on the thumb, bring that through the loop over our finger, and pull that stitch tight. And our first pair of stitches is cast on. Let's cast on the next pair. We pick up the loop at the front of our thumb, grab the loop over our index finger, put it through the loop on the thumb, and pull the stitch tight. We grab the loop at the base of the index finger, coming up and over the loop at the front, come underneath the loop on the thumb, pull it through the loop on the finger, and pull it tight. Pick up the loop over our thumb, over the loop on our finger, pull it through the loop on the thumb, pull it tight. Grab the loop at the base of our index finger, coming up and over the loop at the front, under the loop on the thumb, through the loop on the finger, and pull it tight. Pick up the loop in front of the thumb, pick up the loop in front of the finger, through the loop on the thumb, pull it tight. Grab the loop at the base of the finger, up and over, under the loop on the thumb, through the loop, and pull it tight. We keep casting on pairs of stitches until we've cast on our desired number. For my pattern, that's 19 stitches. Now I've cast on my 19 pairs of stitches, and if we've done this right, colours A and B should be alternating all the way along. So we shouldn't have two pinks or two purples together. Now we're ready to start our first row. At the beginning and end of each row, we're going to knit 2 stitches together. We come through the first 2 stitches, we yarn over with both yarns, and knit those 2 together. Now we knit each of the stitches individually. The first colour in our pair is a purple, and the second is a pink. So as we work along the row, we're going to knit the purples and purl the pinks. We knit the purple using only the purple yarn. We bring both yarns to the front and we purl the pink using only the pink yarn. We bring both the yarns to the back. We knit the purple using the purple yarn. We bring both yarns to the front and we purl the pink with the pink yarn. Bring both yarns to the back. We carry on along the row, knitting the purple with the purple yarn and purling the pinks with the pink yarn, bringing both yarns to the back for knit stitches and both yarns to the front for purl stitches. Keep going until you reach the final 2 stitches. And when we reach the final 2 stitches, we knit both together using both yarns. And our first row is done. To begin the next row, we knit 2 stitches together using both yarns. And now the pink is the first in the pair, so we work along the row knitting the pinks and purling the purples. Knit the pink with the pink yarn. Move both yarns to the front. Purl the purple using the purple yarn. Bring both yarns to the back. And we carry on along the row, knitting the pinks and purling the purples. Moving both yarns to the back for knit stitches and both yarns to the front for purl stitches. Keep going until you reach the final 2 stitches. And when we reach the end of the row, we knit the last 2 stitches together using both yarns. Our 2 sides are starting to take shape. Let's add a pattern. Here I've drawn up a heart pattern, which is 19 stitches across. We have empty boxes. This will be knitted in our front side colour. And we have X's. We will knit this in our reverse side colour. In our first pattern row, we have 9 in the main colour, 1 in the pattern colour, and 9 in the main colour. We start our row in the same way, knitting 2 together using both yarns. That counts as our first stitch. Now we need to knit the next 8 pairs. Knitting the purple and purling the pink. Keep going until we have 9 pairs of stitches. And when we've done our 9 pairs of stitches, we're ready to change colours. We come into the purple stitch and we knit with the pink yarn. Bring both yarns to the front and we purl the pink stitch with the purple yarn. Bring both yarns to the back and we can see we have a pink stitch on our purple backdrop. The rest of the pattern in this row is worked in the normal way, knitting the purple and purling the pinks. And when we reach the end of the row, we knit the last 2 stitches together using both yarns. Now let's start the second row of our pattern. The next row of our pattern has 8 stitches in the main colour. This time the main colour is pink, 3 in the reverse colour, and 8 in the main colour. Once again we begin our row by knitting the first 2 together, and we need to work 7 more pairs of stitches to make our 8 stitches. This time knitting the pinks and purling the purples until we have 8 pairs of stitches. And now that we've worked our 8 pairs of stitches, we work our pattern knitting with the purple and purling with the pink for 3 pairs of stitches. And when we've knitted the pattern, we carry on along the row, knitting the pinks and purling the purple until the end of the row. Knitting the final 2 stitches together, We carry on along the rows, knitting our pattern, changing our yarn colour accordingly. Now we've finished our pattern and knitted to the length we want, and we want to bind off. We're going to bind off in pattern, knitwise for the purple and purlwise for the pink. And instead of beginning the row by knitting the first two together, we're just going to knit the first stitch and purl the second. Knitting the purple with the purple yarn, bringing both yarns to the front, purling the pink, and bring both yarns to the back. And to begin casting off, we pick up the first stitch on our needle and bring it over the second. We knit the next stitch, pick up the first stitch on the needle and bring it over the second. Bring both yarns to the front, purl the next stitch, bring both yarns to the back, pick up the first stitch and bring it over the second. Knit the next stitch, pick up the first stitch and bring it over the second. Bring both yarns to the front, purl the next stitch, bring both yarns to the back, pick up the first stitch and bring it over the second. We carry on along the row, knitting the purples and purling the pinks, casting off the stitches as we go. And when we come to the end of the row, we knit the final purple, pick up the first stitch, pull it over the second, bring both yarns to the front, purl the pink, pick up the first stitch, pull it over the second, we snip the yarns and pull those both through the final loop. We can then weave in the ends, and that's how to do double knitting.